Getting on with their lives, and I'm not old, but I'm getting a whole lot older every day. It's too late to keep from going crazy.
Hi guys, welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. Ha! I did it right this week.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You did. Congratulations.
Go me. It's kind of a rainy day out again. I know it's been like rainy day out for I don't know how long, but anyway, I'm not really sure what's going on with my brainular activity, but it seems like it's kind of stunted or something's going on anyway.
Stunted.
Jim has been trying to, talk to me for the past, hour? And I'm just kind of like, no.
Trying to stimulate some conversation of
Yes,
some kind
yes.
about something.
And so far, pretty much all that has happened is I've drank my coffee.
And grunted. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize it was that bad, but you know what? Whatever. So, Jim, what did you just ask me?
We fell on a topic that seems to be and have some importance for a lot of folks out there, and it's trying to satisfy the discussion between adapting and capitulating. Is there a difference between the two, or are they generally the same thing with using different words? I think that's what we said.
Yes. And I was stuck on the whole knowing the difference between the two. And I know I tend to do this a lot. I'm pretty sure it's my lovely quality of overthinking and overanalyzing and just beating something to death. I mean, it's just pulp by the time I'm done with it. But yeah, I think I tend to get... I experience frustration sometimes because I feel like in my mind I go back and forth between am I being true to myself? Am I being who I want to be character-wise? Or am I, giving in or accepting or...
Wimping out.
I guess, yeah. And so my question is, how do you know the difference between the two?
How do you? You gonna have a go at that, or
No,
no?
no, because I can't.
Well, I think for me, what led to this was I had mentioned to Jane that in my article this week, the one I write an article every week, and what I had mentioned, what it's about this week is getting older. I am getting older. Other people are getting older as well, but it seems like the older you get, the faster time goes, and the faster time goes, the older you get, quicker than other folks, and that's very troubling to me. And so one of the things I've been working on for my own self is adapting to that circumstance for me. I can't slow time down. I've tried to figure out how to do it. And I can't do it. It just can't be done. You cannot slow time down. It's what it is. And if it were just to go in real time, that would be one thing. But it seems like the older you get, the faster time goes. The more you enjoy what you're doing, the faster time goes. The more you're connected to the world around you, and you find new interests and things that please you, and you get more, I get more enjoyment out of just being around my little grandbaby and watching her and do her thing. And she's 5 years old, and she's growing like crazy, and she's smart as a whip and all this sort of thing. And I just sit back and marvel at her. And that brings me great pleasure. I've adapted basically to the concept of time going by really quickly and not being able to slow it down. In favor of just saying, well, I can't do anything about it anyway, so I might as well just not worry about it. That's not adapting to it. That's capitulating. That's giving in to the idea that I can't do anything about it, so therefore, because what happens out of that is I may not be able to do anything about it, but I'm not happy about the fact that I can't do anything about it. When I adapt to something, then I can. The point is, this is the issue that I'm dealing with. So if I do this, and this, I adapt to that idea that I can't slow time down. But I replace that kind of anger or that resentment or those negative feelings with positive things.
So, is it a process? Do you capitulate before you adapt?
No. Well, I don't think so. I think if you've capitulated, if you've given in to the idea and all that sort of stuff, that certainly motivates you to look for something else if the whole principle of that is important to you. It depends, to me, it depends on how important that whole idea is. Is it really, really important for me to slow time down or to come to grips with it and move on with it so that at least I'm not resentful of the fact that my life is going by so quickly?
But you know what? Your life has always gone by the same speed. Always. It's just that you've slowed down enough to realize it. It's not changed. Yeah.
I don't think I've slowed down at all.
Think
I think
about
I've
it,
gone
though.
faster.
Think about how fast your kids have grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I look at my kids now and I think, holy crap, both of my kids are in their 20s. Like, oh my gosh, I'm old. Like, all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know, like it didn't seem that long ago. And, you know, my youngest was a little, you know, big fat cheek, curly blonde haired boy running around screaming. Like, and I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like I just can't do this. Like I can't keep up with the little tyke. And now he's 21 and I still can't.
Well, that's a whole other day.
Yeah,
but
we won't.
But so if I'm hearing you correctly, so what do you feel, or what do you see as being your most important resource as Jane Turdick on the planet? What's your most important resource?
And define resource.
You want another time now all of a sudden you want to get chatty, Kathy? You know, resource. My most important resource is time. That's my most important resource. That's the thing for me that I need to learn how to manage the most effectively, for me to feel like I'm getting the most out of my time on the planet.
I feel like in your golden years, though.
These aren't my golden years yet.
No, I didn't mean you.
I'm a
I
heartbeat
meant
away.
in a person. Let me rephrase it. A person in their golden years is in a prime spot to have the time to look back over their life and appreciate all that has happened in it, and to really truly appreciate it. Like, I think when you're younger, you're so busy with the needs and cares that you have, you don't have time to truly appreciate what's going on around you.
See,
like, you only have moments of that. Like, for myself, I think it's like I have to put an effort into that. Like, every morning I try to have some time where I'm grateful. The other day I was thinking about my senses, our 5 senses. Like, without that, I couldn't appreciate everything around me. What a beautiful blessing those senses are. To go for my walk and, first of all, have the ability to go to bed and go for a walk.
Right.
But, like, you know, to hear the birds and, you know, smell the air and whatever. It's a beautiful thing to see the sunrise.
How many kids do you know that would say that even think that? How many kids do you know that are 16, 17, 18, 20 years old who would get up and say, God, I heard that bridge this morning. It was just a wonderful thing. And I said,
probably not a whole lot.
Zip.
Zero.
Zip.
Zero.
Nada. They don't. And this isn't a knock against them.
I didn't
I'm not
either,
saying
though.
that they're. No. It was the last thing I had to concern myself with. Because I had no concept of time when I was a kid. Time just went by. The summers lasted for months and months. Well, they did. They're just 2 summers long, right? Holidays from school. But it seemed like a lifetime.
Excuse me.
That summer holidays kept dragging on until you almost get to the point where you say, God, I can't wait for school to start, you know.
Yeah, I remember
because
that.
I want to go and see the kids. So same length of time then as it is now, only now it's gone. They get out of school at the end of June, and boom, all of a sudden it's the end of August, and you're getting school clothes and books and all this kind of stuff together for your school-age kids. Kids don't have a concept of time.
No.
But the older you get, the more you do. And that's what I'm saying. So it's not a matter of capitulating, giving in to the idea. It's a matter of accepting the idea that that's life. That's the way it's spent. That's the way it's set up, and I have to adapt my thinking to it. That's all. So that I understand, I can internalize and understand what time is about, and what and so how important it is, because I only have so much of it left. So I'm not giving in to anything. My
Well, in a
mission
sense you
now.
are.
Well, my
You
mission
can't fight
now.
it.
I don't have to fight it. But I can get the most out of it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's adapting to me. That's not giving in on anything. That just says, okay, if I've got this left, if I've got X number of times left, and it ticks on the clock or whatever sort of thing, then I'm going to bloody well make sure that I get the most out of it. So I'm going to make sure I do this. I'm going to make sure I get that done. I'll get my bucket list out again and dust it off and say, okay, what's first? What's most important right now? Out of these 10 things I got left out of the initial 25 that I started with 5 years ago or 10 years ago, which one is most important to me? So I'm adapting to my situation as opposed to giving in and throwing in the cards and saying, well, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not going to do anything, to hell with it.
So there you have it. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give in, but adapt.
Get smart.
That's where it's at. Get smart.
Get smart.
There you go.
And not the Don guy, but this is about being smart. Figure out how
I
you're
think
going to
that's
maximize
wise.
that time.
I think that's wise.
There you go.
So there you have it. There's the discussion, the description. So have a great week, everybody.
And thanks for stopping by.